We're getting a chance to meet the North Hopkins FFA chapter, at least officers and representatives of North Hopkins FFA chapter, which I understand is a pretty strong chapter.
Yes,
Is that right?
ma'am.
Okay.
Absolutely.
The very next thing that you're going to do is go to the county show in Hopkins County. Who will like to tell me what the county show is actually called?
It is the Northeast Texas Livestock Association County Show.
NETLA organization.
Yes.
ma'am.
And probably you already know that it does wonderful things for students in FFA.
Absolutely.
language. Yes. I want to find out, when is the county show?
It is the
The-
next Thursday,
Friday,
Friday,
and
Saturday. The 22nd through the 24th?
Okay.
Yes.
Is that right?
Yes.
Okay.
The 22nd will be goat and lamb show. The 23rd will be poultry, hogs,
And
and
steers.
the cattle.
And Saturday will be the Sale of Champions.
Yes.
Well, we're going to find out specifically how each of you fit into that, but first let's introduce everybody, starting here with Brianna and what you do.
My name is Brianna Hicks. I'm a junior. I'm currently serving as the North Hopkins chapter reporter. Me and Enola email quite a bit, so that's fun.
And you've been involved with livestock for a long time.
Yes, ma'am. This will be my 5th year to show chickens, but before that, I mean, we've had animals at the house, so but I've been around animals quite a while, so
Okay.
that's fun.
What about you, Faye?
Well, I'm Faith Wheeler. I show poultry like Brianna. This is my first year showing poultry. The past 4 years I showed market goats.
Okay. And Amy.
This is my 5th year showing a goat. So, I'm the secretary at North Hopkins FFA, and I'm a junior.
Okay, and that is Amy Sprague.
Yes.
Introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Rachel Stanley. I've been showing for 9 years. I show a steer, and I'm North Hopkins FFA president.
So, thank you for being here. And you, sir?
I'm Samuel Stanley, and I'm also a senior at North Hopkins. We're twins. And will be my 10th year showing a steer at the NETLA show, and I'm hoping to do well.
Okay. Now, you have not limited your showing to just, I won't say just county show. We have a wonderful county show. But in the past, you have progressed to other, or chosen to go to some of the bigger shows, right?
Yes, ma'am. We've gone to Fort Worth in the past. I made sale one year, which whenever we make sale, it's a family project because I have an older brother who graduated last year, so he showed steers with us. It's really just a family thing. So whenever one of us makes the sale, it's like all of us make the sale.
We
So-
used to go also to like the Mineola show. We used to go to some small towns, and we used to go to the Waco show, the belt buckle, and we used to just go everywhere and show.
Well, so you're developing other interests now, and I don't want to talk too much about that yet because you have bright futures ahead. I want to stay in the moment with what we're doing here in Hopkins County because it'll be your last time to participate, right?
Yes, ma'am.
We want to
Yep.
live this up completely. So tell me, we'll start with you, Sam. When you say make the sale, when someone says I made the sale, what does that mean really?
Well, what you're trying to do the whole year of getting your animal ready and progressing and making yourself better by showing it is to make the sale. It just really just means you've succeeded, and everything you work toward is for that. And so it's very relieving at the end of the day, that Friday afternoon, knowing, whew, I made the sale. Everything I worked for the past year has paid off. That's what it means.
You're on the list and you made that percentage that is,
Yeah.
the top percentage.
Mhm.
Okay. Now tell us specifically about your animal this year.
Well, my animal he's kind of like me. He'd rather eat and sleep than probably walk around and be tied up. He's kind of got an attitude whenever he walks, but I think he'll be fine for the show. I think he'll do what he's supposed to do. I think he'll show up and make the sale, hopefully.
Okay. And what is he?
He's a mixed breed.
Okay.
Really. He's not a certain breed.
Okay. Mixed steer. We will see him
Yeah.
at the show on Friday.
Yes.
Is that right? Okay.
Friday.
Okay. All right. Rachel, tell me a little bit about your background of showing. As a girl, did you have any drawbacks of being the girl in the family?
Not really. I got off a little bit on doing a lot of the heavy work because the guys did it and I made them do it. But I mean, I work as hard as they do, but it was all just natural. I mean, it was expected. I expected. I was very happy to show steers. There is a little bit of that worry that the steer will drag me around the ring, but that will happen with anybody. It doesn't matter if you're a boy or a girl, because the steer can weigh, 1,200 pounds. And if it decides to go somewhere and it gets scared or spooked in the show ring and you haven't been practicing with it, and it's going to drag you around no matter what you do. So
Just lots of hands-on and
Yes,
and keeping
yes,
things
please.
calm. Well, so tell me about your steer and what sort it is.
My steer is a Charolais mix, and he is doing well. I mean, we've had him since last March, so we've been working with both of our steers, and which, when I say my steer, it's really that we've all worked with all of them. So I have a close, I worked with Samuel's steer and I work with my steer. So, I mean, they're well acting, and I hope they do well.
Well, how far back does your involvement with your animal go? All of its life?
Yes, well, just about. We get it whenever it's only a few months old. We got ours last March, and it'll be a little bit over a year whenever we show it next week. And, I mean, I would say that all it remembers is us.
Yeah, since we feed and water them,
Yes.
our relationships are pretty right there.
Okay. Well, it's fascinating work that you do, and I know it's long hours early, and we're going to talk about the early stuff. I think chickens are the earliest, is that
Early,
right?
yes.
Let's go to goats. Let's talk to Amy Sprague about goats. And so you haven't been involved with this year's project as long, let's say, as a year, have you?
No, we get our goats in August, and they were born in July or June, one of the two. And so we have just around 5 months to work with them. And so we have to get up every morning, go out and feed him. Every afternoon you have to exercise him, walk him around, make sure he's bracing good.
So bracing, and why exercise? Why do you want to have them look like they're exercised?
It's kind of like a bodybuilder. You want him to have muscles.
Why do you want them to show up like that?
It's like you want them to kind of be like rectangled
Okay.
with like a flat back, and then you want them.
Who's going to be looking for these features?
Well, like judges always have different tastes, but they're usually around the same categories. Yeah.
So the judge in the ring,
Yes,
when it's
ma'am.
almost all said and done, is who's going to be writing the notes
Yes,
about your
ma'am.
particular animal, its conformation, etc. So, yeah, as far as its personality, is it a nice little goat?
Well, yeah. It's pretty stubborn when it wants to be, so, but it's all right. Once it gets going, it'll go. It's just getting me up and moving.
And what is the breed?
Boar.
Okay, boar, okay. Okay, then we have chickens, and we're going to move from Amy to Faith and Brianna. If y'all would like to talk together about chickens, you can. You'll be showing chickens, which has the shortest project
Yes.
life. Is that right?
Yes, they do. They have about 2 months to get the chickens fed out and ready and looking good for show.
So you get them right at New Year's?
Yes.
Yes, that's your New Year's present. Is
Yes.
getting a whole slew of baby chicks.
My
so,
favorite.
Yeah.
Well, tell me about the process. So they're not already up in age when you get them?
No, we get them like sometimes they're even hatched that morning, and then you get them, so they're like hours old when you take them home. So
How do you pick chickens who are minutes old?
you know,
You just kind of, it's like a gamble.
Yeah.
You get what you get and you
and
do your best with them
exactly.
and try to succeed.
So, I mean, I wouldn't say we put in as many hours as they do, but you constantly have to check on them because they're not the smartest animal, and I mean, you just want to make them move and do things, because if you don't, they'll just lay there and not do anything, and you really need them to eat and drink and build up their muscles in their necks and stuff. So, I mean, it's got
Yeah.
there's work to it. It's not like
And
the
like,
easy
Being
part.
a person who has shown other animals before, I thought, oh, chickens, that's 2 months compared to 6 months. This will be a lot easier. Chickens take a lot more hours in the day. I will admit that. For small little animals, they take a lot more hours in the day compared to bigger animals. You might feed your bigger animals morning, afternoon, and then work them in the afternoons. But the chickens, you have to check on them constantly, make sure they're up and eating right, and they're very delicate animals.
Very.
They're very sensitive to their
Very
environment.
sensitive.
What about fluffing them? I've heard people say you had to fluff them.
I mean, my chickens we've never really fluffed them.
So is it just for like appearance?
Yes,
Pretty much.
because these chickens, they do grow very, very fast, and
They
they're
do.
still young while they're being fed out, and they're getting very big, and their feathers might not always cover their whole
Right,
bodies yet
okay.
because they are still developing. So fluffing is a way to make them look more appeasing and
Right.
help their feathers look cleaner and just more polished.
Right.
Would y'all say that the vein of FFA that you've chosen, which is livestock at this point, you were largely helped through your family?
Oh, yes.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Yes.
Tell me.
I mean, my mother has, she keeps up with the schedule and everything, with everything else I do. My grandfather is probably my biggest helper. He's retired, so he stays home all day and while I'm at school, and he really helps me out there, doing what I can't while I'm away,
What about you, Faith?
Well, my parents and my grandmother, bless their hearts, they just kind of jump in and support me with everything I do. They didn't grow up showing animals. My dad had heifers, but it's completely different from goats and chickens. But they do definitely jump in and help me whenever I don't have time to feed in the mornings, rush into school. They help me make sure they're fed. They go and stir them, and they help me out a lot.
And they help you on your trip to the bigger shows.
Yes, my mother will be helping, well, if Miss Bettis doesn't help us too, she'll be helping us transport these chickens to Houston in a month.
What about you, Amy? Who's helped you the most?
My dad definitely helped me a whole bunch. My first year showing, we only had this little tiny shed for my goat, and my dad actually built me a big barn for him, so I was very grateful for that. And most of my family has pretty helped me out because we had an incident with my goat this year, and so we had to scrounge up some money. And I was very thankful for my whole entire family.
Wonderful. Because this is important in
Yes,
your
ma'am.
life right now. And will they be going with you to Houston? Taking you
My
there?
mom and dad will, yes,
Okay, wonderful. You'll have to let us know how the Houston show goes for you.
definitely.
Back to the Stanleys, Rachel and Sam. I do want to ask you how you think your background in FFA and livestock showing and all the different facets of FFA that you've been able to do is going to help you in your next stage, because I know both of you are already making steps toward college
Yes, ma'am.
and your careers.
Yes, Samuel was telling us the story earlier. We went to College Station over the summer, and we went and talked to the ag department head at College Station. And we told him, we were talking with him, and we told him we were in FFA, and he just lit up. He was like, "That is so awesome. We love kids in FFA." And so it's just great because it's a open door into that world, because all of the ag departments in college know that FFA is where they want their kids to come from, because it has leadership skills, it has information about animals and the ag business and FFA just has so many different components, and so it's just such a great gateway to the next step to college.
You think that's true also, Sam?
Yes. Like FFA, I used to be like really nervous to go and show my animal, and I used to think I didn't know what I was doing. But as I gained more experience, and especially with FFA's help and getting more involved in things and speaking events and doing things that I'd be like I wouldn't ever do because it's scary. Now I go to the show and I go show my steer, and it's like, this is nothing. I've done worse things. FFA's taught me how to deal with things like that.
I believe that about FFA. It just gives, no matter if you're just in speaking, I won't say just in speaking, but other facets of it, it all really teaches good lessons and helps you with your confidence. And in livestock, I think you understand human nature a little bit by understanding animal nature.
Yes, ma'am.
I think that puts you a foot ahead as you go off into your life.
Yes,
Just
ma'am.
briefly, what do you think you might do after high school?
Well, definitely college, definitely that. As much as I've done with ag, FFA and the cover girl and everything, I really want to do more of an art major, probably theater arts. I guess it kind of proves that you don't have to. You can be an FFA and do a non-ag related career, really. But I feel like it will help me in lots of ways to get there.
Thank you, Brianna.
Yeah.
What are your plans, Faith?
Well, when people ask me that, I usually tell them it's a surprise because I'm a little bit undecided. I'm still a junior in high school, so I'm trying to figure out where I want to go in life. But being an FFA, it has opened my eyes to a whole new path I can take in life. I like to meet people, talk with new people, and I think I might want to go into agribusiness.
Okay. Amy?
I'm actually already taking classes at PJC on the allied health pathway to be a nurse.
Okay, wonderful. Where are you two headed?
Well, we were accepted to College Station and to Commerce, so we don't know for sure which one we're going to. But in both colleges, one at Commerce, I want to major in agribusiness, and at College Station, I want to major in ag economics. So those are both pretty close. I want to do that because I've been in FFA all 4 years. I love agriculture. I love being in this world and this type of business, but I also want to go into the business area, and I would love to be able to help people in business and ag at the same time.
I have also been accepted to those colleges as well as Baylor, and basically it's going to be up to whoever gives me more scholarships. But I want to go to College Station and major in ag economics, but like people have been asking me, why would you go down there to big school and wouldn't it be scary? Well, we've talked about it with our family and stuff, and being in the agriculture department, even in such a big place that we've never been, we're with people that are like us. We're with people that do the same things we do, live the same way we live. It's a more comfortable place because
They're like-minded.
Yeah, they're
and
like-minded
we've been
as
raised,
us.
Leadership and in FFA, and they have the same kind of experiences we do.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, as you go forward and meet people and go down your path of life, whatever you choose, do you think maybe you would have a fondness to help another, maybe pay it forward a little bit?
Yes, absolutely.
Would you recommend FFA?
Yes.
Oh,
Definitely.
100%.
Okay.
Yeah, that's actually something we're doing with our chapter right now. We've started this year the PALS program, which is a program through FFA where we mentor younger students in our elementary school. Us on the officer team, we all have specific children we meet with each week, and we really invest in their lives and show them what FFA can do and just give them somebody to talk to and teach them new things and help them out if they're struggling in class or they just need a friend. So.
And we're by doing that, we're teaching ourselves that FFA really does do stuff like that. Instead of just saying it, we're actually going out there and doing it.
Exactly.
And even if you don't want to be in the agricultural field, FFA changed its name from Future Farmers of America to just the FFA Association, because we're not just farmers anymore. We're building more of other people and what they want to do. So.
Thank you all for coming today.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good luck at the NETLA show.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you.